The word value is used in investing, and it's in relation to what is valuable at the time. I was watching Hell on Wheels, and they would have property values. So if property values drop in a certain area and you buy the properties in that area, you got them when they were cheaper instead of more expensive. And then if the property values ever raise in that area, then the amount that you paid for them is way less than the amount that you would get for selling them. So you'd end up with a return for the seed sown. And that's the same way with when you attribute value to people. And God does that with us, the whole we were sinners, but we were saved by grace in order to be saints, in order to be children of God instead of children of the world. And through that process, God saw a value in us that no one else did. God saw a redeemable quality in us that no one else did. Because otherwise it would just be everyone saying, "Oh yeah, you're just a ragged sinner." And then with the whole ragged sinner saved by grace. Well, no, you're not a ragged sinner anymore. You may have been saved by grace, but being saved by grace is why you're not a ragged sinner anymore. It's why you're not some problem for God to deal with. Even though there's stuff you deal with, and if you haven't crucified everything, then you're still dealing with stuff, which there's tribulation anyways, even if you're not sinning every day. But the fact that you don't have to sin every day still remains. And God is not going to allow you to be tempted beyond what you're able to resist. So either you have the choice of, and this is Jesse Duplantis' statement, either you can assist the devil or you can resist the devil. Either you can assist sin, either you can assist the sinning in your life, or Jesse Duplantis' concept, you can resist it. And and this goes with the habit thing. So when you form a habit, if you make it a habit to resist sin instead of assisting sin, when you have a habit of assisting sin, that's why it's difficult to stop. Not because you can't, but because you've gotten into this routine of constantly sinning, and you've made it to where you're so used to assisting the sin that you don't stop it. And it's a replacement thing. Replace an unhealthy habit for a healthy habit. Replace your assisting sin with your resisting sin, and then you'll be so used to resisting sin that you won't sin because you're too used to resisting it to assist it anymore. And when you get to that place where you accept that you actually want to resist it, and then you go through the process of, this is crucified in the flesh, so it's not like you have to give something up, but you're going to gain something so much better. That's like if somebody stops drinking soft drinks and they just drank water and natural fruit juices, then there is a replacement for the soft drinks. It's a healthier alternative. But you have to get to the place of deciding, I'm going to stop this thing in order to have this thing. That's like deciding on not having the bachelor life for having the married life. You make a decision. And if you're not ready to make that decision, then you're going to stay in the same loop. But, yeah. You decide to change a habit for a habit, and when you do that, you won't be sinning anymore, because God has already confirmed it, that in the book of James chapter 1, that we are never tempted beyond what we're able to resist. God will never let you be tempted beyond what you're able to resist. He is creator. He has dominion over that, and he keeps his word. So, he also keeps his word that Because he loves us, he'll let us make a choice. He's not going to say, you have to go to heaven. Because if you hate God, of course you're not going to be happy in heaven. You got to love God to want to be in heaven. You got to love Jesus to want to be in heaven. And if you don't submit to who Jesus is, you're not going to be happy in heaven. So, hell's the alternative. So yeah, you make a choice to change a habit. And when you change that habit, then that value that God saw in you, that no one else did, you'll see it working through you. Because you'll see God working through you with God's habits instead of the world's habits.